It all started with a loud knock, one the old man hadn't heard in weeks. Mr. Harold Jennings, 82, sat alone in his time-worn recliner, a blanket over his knees and silence filling every corner of the house. His once vibrant garden, the pride of the neighborhood for decades, had turned into a jungle of thorns, wild branches, and forgotten flowers. The bushes stretched like arms over the cracked walkway, blocking his front porch from view. His legs weren't strong enough anymore. His wife, Miriam, the heart of the garden, had passed away the year before. Since then, the roses hadn't bloomed the same, and neither had Harold. The knock came again. With effort, Harold shuffled to the door and opened it a crack. A young man stood outside, sweat beading down his brow, his shirt clinging to his back, and a pair of garden shears in hand. "Good afternoon, sir. My name's Jake. I drive by here every day on my way to work. I noticed your bushes were a bit overgrown. Would you mind if I trimmed them up for you? No charge." Harold blinked, unsure if he'd heard correctly. "You want to cut my bushes? For free?" Jake smiled. "Yes, sir. I just thought maybe you could use a hand." Harold hesitated. These days, he was suspicious of kindness. Too many scams, too many strangers. But there was something honest in Jake's eyes, something familiar, like the young version of himself when he'd first bought this house and planted those bushes with his bare hands. He nodded slowly. "All right. Just be careful with the rose bush. My wife loved it." What Harold didn't see was Jake's pause at the mention of the rose bush, a flicker of emotion that passed quickly, but deeply. He simply nodded and got to work. For the next hour, the buzz of electric trimmers, the scrape of rakes, and the scent of fresh-cut greenery filled the air. Harold watched from his front steps, the breeze lifting some weight off his shoulders as the chaos of his garden found shape again. When Jake finished, the garden looked almost new, not perfect, but alive. The walkway was clear. The rose bush, lovingly trimmed, stood tall like a memory preserved. "I don't know what to say," Harold murmured. "You did all this, just out of kindness." Jake shrugged, brushing leaves off his jeans. "My dad, he passed away last year. He loved gardening too. I wasn't there for him like I should have been. Saw your place, and, well, it just reminded me." Harold felt something break loose in his chest, a mix of gratitude and grief he hadn't allowed himself to feel in months. He gripped Jake's shoulder. "You were here today. That counts." They shared a moment, not of words, but of understanding. Later that evening, Harold called his son, Ryan. It had been months since they spoke. After Miriam's funeral, the visits grew sparse, the calls even more so. Work, children, life, it had all drawn Ryan away. But something about Jake's gesture made Harold realize how short life truly was, how many unspoken things still lingered between them. "Ryan," Harold said softly when his son picked up. "I just wanted to hear your voice. A young man helped me today, reminded me how much I miss you." There was silence on the other end. Then, a choked breath. "Dad. I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to call. You're busy. I know. But I wanted you to know I'm still here. I love you." "I love you too," Ryan whispered. "I'll come this weekend. The kids miss you. I miss you." When Ryan arrived that weekend with his wife and 2 children, they found Harold smiling, more than they had seen in years. He stood on the porch, cane in hand, pointing to the freshly cut bushes. "You should have seen the young man who did this," Harold said proudly. "He brought the garden back to life." That afternoon, Ryan took a pair of clippers and helped trim the last untouched hedge while the kids chased butterflies. Harold watched them from his chair, sunlight soft on his face. Weeks later, Ryan tracked down Jake, found his landscaping company online, and booked him for regular service, not just for Harold, but for other elderly folks in the neighborhood too. Word spread quickly. Jake's small act of kindness turned into a local movement, with volunteers joining to help seniors maintain their homes, their pride, their independence. Jake never asked for recognition. But when Harold passed peacefully a year later, the garden was in full bloom, the rose bush brighter than ever. At the funeral, Ryan told the story of the young gardener who knocked on a stranger's door and changed a family forever. And as Jake stood quietly in the back, cap in hand, he realized something profound. Sometimes, healing doesn't come in grand gestures, but in trimmed bushes, in quiet conversations, and in second chances. The lesson. A simple act of kindness can ripple through lives, restore broken bonds, and plant seeds of love where only silence once grew.